What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cash Flow
Podcast.
That's amazing. I am Caesar, and this is... Yeah, you can laugh. It's okay. And check your watch. What's your name?
Ahmed Dogan.
Okay, that's it. We got it. Guys, today we're going to be talking about why it's so freaking difficult to lease an apartment, a condo,
To rent.
a house, whatever it is. Why is it such a huge issue? Why is it that these
Now,
landlords...
disclaimer, are we just talking about Ontario?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Ontario.
The GTA.
The GTA,
Because all of
primarily.
this is provincial jurisdiction. So the various bylaws and laws can be different from province to province.
So let's focus our attention on Ontario. First and foremost, the average rental price is $2,800 a month.
That's for
$2,800.
$2,800
That's
is
all
like
of
a
it
two-bedroom
combined.
condo.
No, but I'm just saying overall.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted a detached, it's like 35, 36. It's something crazy.
No, it's
No
not even that.
way.
Detached, depending on where it is. If you're doing Vaughan, you're looking at least maybe
4,500.
4,000.
Full house, 4,500.
4,000.
Yeah, I'm paying 4,000. What's wrong with you?
Holy. Let
That's
me ask
it?
you a question. So $4,000. Now, I'm going to ask you what everybody else has been asking me. Why don't you put that towards a mortgage? Why are you renting?
I did. So I leased my property, and I rented.
Hold
where
on.
Here we go.
You buy where you can and you lease where you want to live.
You buy where you can and you lease where you want to live.
That's
That's like a mantra thing.
No, but that's...
Is that true? Is that true what he just
So
said?
I'll give you an example. So the property that I am leasing, it's about 1.5 million, and I'm paying 4,000. And the property that I bought...
your property, though?
No.
Which one is your property?
So I'll tell you. So the property that I'm leasing, you got to give me a chance.
There's a lot.
Like, we pay for this, and the guy's doing more talking than us. Jeez.
Hey, Bello, come on.
Hey, went to Italy. See how you doing? Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
So I'm leasing a property that market value for it is about 1.5 million, and I am paying 4,000. And the property that I bought is about $1 million, and they're paying 4,000. I break even, but I'm living in an area that I think is a lot better. It's a 2-story house, whereas the property that I have is a bungalow house. It's all about location.
And
so it works out for other people too. Like, I don't need buses. I don't need transportation. I have my own car. Whereas the property that I bought, it may suit someone else that needs transportation. So it's essentially a win-win.
But at the same time, that $1.5 million property, you're not nowhere near paying a mortgage for $4,000, especially with the interest rates right now.
No, but there's also drawbacks too. Don't forget, Steph. Like, you can't paint the place. You can't do anything. Things break. You sometimes, depending on who it is, the landlord may just hassle you. I haven't had any issues, but you see this. Like, my wife is saying, look, why don't we paint the kids' room? What am I going to do? Paint, and then I have to paint it back.
It's
So
exactly like
everything
leasing a car. You can't do whatever you want.
That's exactly it. So there's definite drawbacks, but overall, I'm happier this way, though. When I do a cost-benefit analysis, it makes more sense for me to lease where I want to live and for me to buy where I'm getting the greatest ROI.
Really?
Return on investment, boys
That's right.
and girls.
But one hand washes the other. Because if you're
It depends on what you did with your hands.
if you're leasing your property for 4,000 and then now you're leasing another one for 4,000, where's your profit?
I don't need to get a profit. My profit is in the $500,000, that the difference in the two properties. So think about it this way. I am paying for a Honda, but driving, a Beamer.
Oh, I see. Just
That's
higher.
that's exactly
higher
it.
living.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Wait, say that again. You're paying for a Honda, but you're driving a Mercedes?
Or
a Beamer?
whichever, one of
Yeah,
those.
like the house is better.
Oh, yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
The house is
exactly.
better.
It has a pool.
Yeah. It's
So
a corner.
It's a N unit.
I hate N units.
Why?
I love
No
N
privacy.
units.
No privacy. You're right in the corner, man. Everybody's seeing your business.
What if the house is fenced off?
It's not. Is your no house is fenced off at the front?
That's besides the point. Like, we're not
Anyway,
there.
exactly.
That's okay. But
So
I like it though.
now, what would you say to the people who are renting out those condos for $2,800? Is there another alternative for them, or is that's what it is? This is what it is.
Yeah, they have no choice.
No choice.
No, they have to rent it. 2,800. Everybody has a negative cash flow, so every
All the
month they
condo
have to.
owners.
Yeah,
All the condo owners.
Yeah.
depending on when you buy.
Wow.
So yeah, especially with what's going on, it does not make sense. It's very, very difficult to lease your place as well. Like, everybody says, don't buy this, buy that. Oh, I like cringe, because like even this, I don't know if you see this. You have these, bullshit, whatever, top producing, my own people, like agents and this, and they showcase one small shitty bungalow. They say, oh, don't buy this brand new house, buy this shitty bungalow so that you can make it this. Ask them if they've ever done it. Zippo.
Probably not.
No, they have no
Probably not.
idea. They have no idea in terms of borrowing cost, on the construction that's involved. They have no idea. They think that they're just going to hire someone and they're just going to do it and everything is fine. It doesn't work that way. You know how hard it is? Getting building permits, the soft costs alone, just by the time you reach the point of like just knocking the property, you're already down 100,000. Easy.
So the one thing that I don't understand is we're talking always about the consumer, the end user, the one that's always renting.
Yeah.
What about the person who owns the condo, maybe bought it at a bad time, and now he's renting it out for $2,800? Does that even cover his costs?
He's probably guaranteed 90% at a negative cash flow.
Oh,
Everybody's
man.
losing money, even bungalow
Because
houses.
there's condo fees, there's maintenance costs,
course, depending
for
on the area.
condominiums, right? And that's minimum like $500,
Minimum.
especially with the
No,
sizes.
even these days, buying a property, at least for a month to 2 months or even 3 months, depending on the type of tenant you're looking for, it's all negative cash flow. And what happens when you reach a tenant or you have a tenant that either guts the freaking place or chooses not to pay? What do?
So then at what interest rate do you feel people will start to go into the positive?
In the
To be honest with you,
fives,
if the
fours.
government actually
Fours?
doesn't step up and get rid of all of these professional tenants, I
What's a
don't think
professional tenant?
like they take over. Like let's say you lease the place, you're a landlord yourself.
I'm a landlord, yeah.
Okay,
But
so
in a
you-
different country. Florida's a little bit
Okay,
different.
so Florida, you have an edge. So assume that you did it here. I don't know the type of vetting that you did in order to find the tenant that you have.
It's pretty strict. So we were talking about this off camera. First and last for sure,
Yeah.
along with a 1 year current employment.
Okay, so perfect. You have that. What happens if the person chooses not to pay later on?
You're in big trouble.
Okay, so I'm like, this is what it
No,
is.
you have to go to court, and then it could take forever. And let's be
But
honest.
rather than making it so difficult to choose a tenant, why doesn't the government just take away all of the rights that they have? Because if a tenant doesn't
Like
pay
what?
for
Like
2-3
evicting 'em?
months, yeah,
No, but well, first of all, as a landlord, why would you ever let it go 2-3 months of not paying? The very first month, you should already start seeing red flags saying, "Excuse me, where's the payment?"
okay, so then what are you going to do? Because I'm hearing that even if they miss one payment,
Yeah.
you're still not really able to do much.
Well,
Like, it
correct.
just takes a long
In Florida,
process.
you can evict them right there on the spot. Here's the problem.
Why isn't it
You're
like that
out
here?
but if I were to do that, I'm out that money. So at the end of the day, the landlord always loses.
So on
Always.
average, it seems like the landlord tenant board takes between 6 months to a year to give you some sort of conclusion. And by that time, you don't know the type of damage that they've done. And most likely, they have either made partial payments or no payments at all. So realistically, give or take, if you have a condo or a bungalow house, depending, you could be out anywhere between 10 to 15,000 to 30, 40,000. And you don't even know the type of damage that they've done.
Exactly.
And
well,
later
that's why you have
on,
to have
what
a property
happens if they
manager.
get a pet? No, but forget it. They can't just enter the way. There's a property manager for me. You know what they do? They come. The most pertinent thing is checking smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. That's it. If I now have a dog, which I don't have, but if I did have, what's the landlord going to do? Nothing. They're going to chew the baseboards. That's what they all like. I don't know.
But what was the
especially
rule?
dogs.
Is there
It
no
doesn't
pets
matter.
allowed?
You can't. Either if I sign that, it's not. You can't hold me
But
accountable
you
to
can
that.
put that in the contract.
No,
that
no,
the
no.
landlord
Even
can
if they
go in.
no, even if they no, you can go in.
Yeah.
But if you say you're not going to get a pet, and you do, and assuming that it's a legal pet, apart from a condo, if they have it in the Condominium Act, they can't do anything. So if it's a single residential bungalow house, they don't have a dog, let's say, and they choose to go and get I don't know, a golden retriever. You can't do anything. Oh, but you said that you agree not to do this, and now you're doing it. Okay, so what? Take me to court.
Wow.
See,
That's
why is
scary
it just
stuff.
so easy? Like, if you're signing a contract saying that you're not allowed to do this,
No, but it's one honest person to another honest person. Not everyone's like that. Not everyone has that mentality, right?
Assholes.
Not every
So-
assholes.
No, but see why are the laws in favor of the tenant,
yeah.
more than the landlord?
Only in Canada. Only in Ontario.
And that's what my point was. It's like, why is it that way? Like,
Because
if it
we're
wasn't
still
that
like
way,
the Flintstones.
So what do you do? No, but do you kick out the person? So assume that it's a family of 5, 3 kids, husband, wife, and they can't pay. What do you do?
but then
Steph.
what do you do?
Okay,
You're out
$4,500.
$4,500.
Okay, so
The
So-
problem is you can get the sheriff and they can put in a lien or an eviction on the tenant based on what your complaint is. Having said that, though,
how
there
long
is
does it take?
long time.
That's-
That's the problem. So the sheriff would be the quickest way, but that also could take like up to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, man.
So, for those of you that are looking to rent a property, to lease a property, and you're just tired because these landlords are asking you for a blood sample and a stool sample, just know that they're asking you because of all of this shit that's going on. They're not interested in making life tough for you, but they have no choice, because if they don't do a 100% job, they're going to take it.
Who's
And
gonna
they're not
take
going to, the landlord. They're
Oh.
going to take it, they're not, they're going to be out.
Just say it.
No, it's okay.
No,
whatever.
if a landlord goes to a lawyer, has all the paperwork done and all that, it still doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Dude, I'll tell you this. It's at the end of the day, it's a piece of paper. And people have to be realistic. Hitler said this. You're doing all of this shit. What's going on? It's just a piece of paper. What makes it powerful is the action, the consequences.
Sure, the
that
consequences.
You and I, we have an agreement to do this. What are you going to do if I don't pay you? Go sue me.
Yeah, exactly.
Go sue
Of
me.
course. No,
You
but
can't do
we'll
jack
handle
shit.
we'll handle it in a different way.
No, you can do whatever you want. You can't get shit. I'm telling you.
I'm Italian.
My balls are down.
No, but it's true. Like so that's very much like anything in life, though. It's not even just this or landlords. Anything. Okay, go sue me,
that's exactly.
and you'll at the end of the day, lawyers and everything will cost you more money.
No, but if you have nothing to lose, then I can't get anything.
That's the
If you
tenant.
have something to lose, then I can get something. So the whole idea is you go for tenants that potentially have something to lose.
Of
So
course.
you can go, like people are losing their jobs or their credit. If their credit is not valuable to the person that you just, it doesn't matter. If they're going to be leaving the country, we have this. In
So-
my own community, we have people that may leave the country.
Do you know what I do for mine? I actually put in a $2,500 what's it called?
Key deposit?
Thank you. Like
So that's illegal.
It's a security
buddy.
a security.
Yeah. So that's illegal, just so you know.
it's illegal here.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
in the U.S. it's not, but over here it's illegal.
Yes. You cannot have a security deposit, like you call it a key deposit, all of this thing, or you call it in the event that, a damage deposit. No, you can't
You
do
can't
that.
do that
No.
here?
You can say $200 for key deposit, let's say, and that's about it.
What about if there's damages?
It doesn't mean anything. You cannot put a
Really?
damage. Yeah, they can.
And how
The
come
only
in
way
Florida
you
you
can do
can?
that is, what's that?
In Florida, you can.
In Florida,
I have a $2,500.
okay, so in Florida, they have a functioning brain. I think that's what it is. I swear to you, it's not fair to landlords. I swear to you, a lot of these people that you see, they're not multimillionaires. They're people that are breaking their back to actually buy a property and buy a secondary property so that they can lease and so that they can leave their children with something. And you go after them by not putting in laws that is fair. We're not talking about siding with one party over another. It needs to be fair. So why do you think this? Oh, well, they're the victim. What do you want me to do? What am I going to give to the bank? My ass?
Of course.
What do you want me to do? Why is my credit suffering?
Why are you speaking like an Italian?
Well,
What do
that's
you
the
want
way
me
I
to
talk.
do?
What do you want to do?
My ass.
Hey, but
Hey,
I will tell you
It's a
one
good
thing.
I got a big one.
I will tell you one thing. If someone came to you and say, "All right, so Caesar, should I rent a condo or a house, detached, semi, townhome, whatever?" What would you What would you tell them to do right now?
Well, it depends on the family. Steph, if it's only two of you, I wouldn't say go rent a house. But depending on the type of landlord that you have, you can rent a full house. And depending on the legality of it, you can
There's
rent
so
the
much
basement.
gray in that question, though.
No, yeah.
You can rent out someone's basement.
Yeah.
So that's double renting. Like but isn't that like
Subleasing.
So
messy?
you sublease it.
You can sublease a house that's not yours.
Yeah. Half the time, let's say you're
That's
the landlord.
legal?
How are you going to know? It depends on what you have in your contract and what's happening. Like with me, if I rent a place, I lease it to one party. But hypothetically speaking, let's say I rent it to Amit. Amit has 3 other buddies, and then he rents it by the room. They're all buddies. They're all friends. I don't know that. Or they say, look, we're all students or we're all professionals.
But it's
We're
your property, man.
Yeah, but I have no idea.
Ah.
Like, even though
Unless he
he says,
gets
like, this
cash.
is what it is. Well, yeah.
It would have to be.
Let's say
cash.
maybe they have the same last names. I don't know. Or they say they do.
Wow. How come you rent out the whole house and not divide it?
Well,
Do you not have an
like-
entrance? Is that why?
No. It has to do with the legality, and I just don't want to deal with it.
It's convenience, I think.
One tenant, one house. Call it a day.
I'm busy. I don't have time.
Yeah, of course. You're absolutely right.
That's what it is. I don't want to deal with multiple people and multiple headaches, and he made noise, and she did this, and it's okay.
Just go.
So for our consumers that are listening, ones that may not be able to afford a house to buy, what are some documentations that will be asked of them when they're looking to lease a property?
So the underlying objective of any landlord or any real estate agent is to ensure that you have enough money.
Just
and
like
you
a
have
bank.
a proper employment. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you need to do? So, Steph, if I'm renting your place, what do you want to see from me? You want to see employment. You'd say, well, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm a real estate agent. Okay, perfect. You also do construction. Okay, do you have a property? Why didn't you buy a property? This is fishy to me. Well, let's say I own a property, but I want to do this. You give them the backstory. And if you want, and they want some sort of financial surety, so you can either show your bank statements willingly. They can't make you do anything you don't want to, but bank statements, pay stubs, T4s,
Credit scores.
T1s, NOAs, credit scores, all of these things may be asked depending on what's
Sorry,
going on.
not credit scores, credit reports.
Yeah.
But
So
what-
can you afford it? That's the main question.
Yeah.
Will this guy give me issues? And if they don't pay the rent, how can I actually make sure that I can get it from them? So when I was leasing, because I was self-employed, the person that I asked, like the agent said, look, my understanding is the landlord doesn't want to give it to you because you're self-employed.
why is that an issue?
Because self-employed, you don't know. 1 year you may make, I don't know, $1 million. 1 year you may make 500. 1 year you may go negative 500. So it's all over the place. 150, 100. I've done jobs where I haven't received payment.
And-
The guy said, I've done a job where the guy died. Like, what am I gonna do? Remove him from his grave? Like, it is what it is.
And I want to tie this into obtaining a mortgage as well. The traditional A lenders, they don't want self-employed individuals or using bank statements. The people that don't report their full income on their notice of assessments, they don't want to deal with those clients or those
Really?
customers.
So that's us three
So
right here.
exactly. So
three.
the A side, so your TD, your Scotia, RBC, they want verifiable income. Just like how a landlord may want verifiable income, they act like the same. A landlord and a bank. They ask for the same documentation.
But if you're a sole proprietor, can't you just give them a T2? Shows that your business bank statement.
So if you're a sole proprietor, you won't have a T2. You would
It's
only
not a T2.
no. Sole proprietor means it's like a personal business, and so you would only have a T1 and possibly a T4.
Okay.
But the only way you would have a T2 is if your company is limited, incorporated, all
Gotcha.
that jazz.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
because the business is an entity on its own. As a sole proprietor, that means that any income is actually your own income, your
Personal
personal income. So you won't have it.
So would that make it easier for you to rent?
well, it
A lot
all
of
depends
people-
on what you're reporting.
No, but it's not even that. What's the like even the banks? Why is it that they want someone working for, let's say, Apple making 150,000? Why? Because most likely this guy's buying his owner-occupied property and is probably not going to make future investments in the real estate market. They're not very. They're not leveraging. They're just buying, living, and enjoying life, and taking Saturday and Sunday off, and going to go watch the baseball game.
Exactly.
Whereas that you're a self-employed person, they may do it, and you know what, third property just doesn't make sense. Screw it, I'm walking away from it. Let the builder sue me. You can't garnish their wages. They can just open up another company.
Really?
So when you work for Apple or you do this or you don't pay, you default on your loans, they can garnish your wages.
So do you look at this when you have a landlord? As a landlord?
No, I don't look at any of this, which I should.
No.
So
Well,
what
you
do you
get
look at?
first and last, right?
Well, it's not even necessarily first and last. I've done it where you don't have the money, but my whole objective is can you actually afford what the hell you're doing and the type of person you are?
Yeah.
Are you going to give me
Exactly.
issues if I say, look, dude, you need to leave because you're not paying? And if I feel that you're not going to leave, then that's a problem. Yeah. So, Steph, like for you, I would lease because you're on the ball. You have something. You have what's going on. You work. You grind. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's okay. Even if you miss a month and you say, look, I'll cover you the next month. I'm
Exactly.
okay with it.
Exactly.
But what ends up happening for a lot of people is they're not. A lot of people would get whacked these days.
Yes,
Like when I watch these Scarface movies and all these, they would like.
It would
it's
be trouble. It would
And
be
the
a
thing
lot of
is,
trouble.
you're being like, I'm being fair with you, dude. If you don't have it, I get it. You know, the winter has been tough. No problem. I have a little bit of money saved. I'll use that towards the mortgage and everything. But can you, I don't know, when business picks up March, April, can you pay me
Exactly.
back? No, they don't. They just go into a bigger mess. And if you realize that, you say, look, Caesar, I'm sorry. I'm moving out because of this. And I don't want to give you more trouble. And you leave. And if you can,
Exactly.
pay me in bits. That's it.
Exactly.
I'm okay with that. I'm genuinely hand and heart okay with that. But no, you don't see that. The guy tries to milk you. You know, he wants to.
Why do you think, to end this episode, why do you think this mentality is now
Because
happening in
we
our
have
economy?
a fucking group of people that are very, very entitled. They think they're entitled to this shit. And the government, we have. Dude, I used to be an NDP supporter. Then I became more liberal. Now I'm 100% conservative.
Exactly.
The only thing
So
that
am I.
holds me back with conservative, especially federal, is certain stances that they have when it comes to foreign policy.
Correct.
Other than that, I'm 100% conservative because I realize the mess that they're creating. Why are we supporting people that can or are they're able-bodied? Why aren't they working? Why are they like, okay, you want to do it? Let them live in their house, your house. Why are you
Exactly.
letting them, free ride their way?
Free ride their way on our
No,
house.
if they can't, let's say after a month, let's say 45, let's say 2 months, 60 days, they should be leaving. They should be evicted. There should be absolutely no reason that the person's there for 6 months and not paying shit. It's not fair. So a lot of people with money, a lot of investors, they don't want to invest in our fucking economy because of this shit. So the people that are running this government are people that have never been self-employed. They don't understand business. They are not savvy. They're government employees and they choose to work for the government again and again and again. What do they really know? I used to be a school teacher. Even like from school, they're also in school. What do they really understand
Exactly.
about business?
Exactly.
Like, I'm shooting shit right now, but what do they really
No.
understand?
From school, they went to school.
Yeah, I look at this, man. Look at these cuts are all from construction, man. Like I
But
have
that's also
like
because
shoulder,
you don't know
knees,
to use a hammer.
whatever it may be. I'm willing to put my body, my
grinder.
limbs out. Whereas with you, you're okay with your. I was a teacher. I have freaking 3-4 university degrees, man. So I left all of that behind and to do this. And if someone's gonna come and take what I sweat and work and hard, all of it, no, I'm opposed to it. Like I told you, dude, I have a membership with the NDP, or I did. No way, I'm not supporting this shit anymore. It's enough.
So, leaving on a cliffhanger right there. Ahmed, at your camera, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Mortgages by Amit on all social media platforms. And you can also find us on Spotify, iTunes,
YouTube.
YouTube, Apple Music.
Sure.
Apple
Everywhere.
Music and iTunes, the same shit.
Yeah.
But what about you, bro?
Caesar Homes Canada on Instagram, caesarhomes.ca on our website.
Someone get this guy some water. He's super heated right
And
now.
we'll see you next time.
See ya.